Hey guys, Friday, September 11th. And I gotta go or apologize, go backwards to Wednesday when I recorded the first one this week. With the holiday being what it was, it felt like a Tuesday. So I said it's Tuesday the 9th, which it wasn't. I was pointed out by my team that I said it was Tuesday the 9th and it was actually Wednesday the 9th. Well, man, anytime, anymore, everything feels like a Tuesday, just to be completely blunt. In fact, I remember when I got my books finally published after years of working on them, and I may have said this on one of these videos before, when I looked online, I was climbing aboard a plane, just left a 3-day event, sitting there, and I looked online, I saw that they had hit Amazon. I'm like, right on. I published, started sending it out to people, and people were asking, how does it feel? And I had to stop for a second. It's like, feels like Tuesday. And it happened to be a Tuesday. So in reality, that's kind of how my life is. Just feels like one consistent consecutive Tuesday of just craziness. And every day feels like a dang Tuesday, right? So that's just kind of the world that I'm living in. So my apologies for getting that a little bit wrong, but there's worse things to be wrong. But background today, September 11th, we all remember where we were at that time. I was getting up, I was doing my routine of watching the markets open and getting ready for work. And I turned on the TV and bam, it was all in full-fledged rock and roll, that whole mess. I saw that, of course, the second plane hit the second tower. For first time, I'm trying to remember, I saw two more planes, and it was crazy. I couldn't believe what was happening. And I was really kind of dumbfounded, especially when they came down, and that was really, really surreal. I've heard all the theories, all the thought processes, and got my own thought processes on stuff. We can come up with tons of different things, but it doesn't change the fact there are some dirty dirtbag sons of bitches sitting in a back room somewhere in a cave or wherever it was. I can't say conspiracy. I can't say, Al-Qaeda. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was not present for any of the planning. So bottom line is there's dirty ass people in this world, and those dirty ass people have whatever motives that they had to do what they did. And so we got to remember that kind of thing exists. And then we got to remember for ourselves is what can we do? It's going to be small scale though. What we can do small scale individually, we got to be able to keep other people whole and keep them standing. We live in a really, really crazy environment right now. Crazy market, extremely busy. It's easy in my world to get very frustrated with people because they got this crazy demand, and there's so many people thinking you can close deals in 20 days still, which it blows me away that people aren't living in reality. But then they want to incessantly just pound us for it. And it gotta tell people, listen, guys, you gotta go about this the right way. We gotta leave people standing. We gotta be plowing through people with our own plane, if you will, and knocking them down because it's not right. We got to help them, got to understand where they're coming from, do the best we can to help them. But on the other side, I would ask that those who are receiving the information from the lenders, the appraisers, the title companies, everybody who's involved in the deal, that you plan for the environment that you're living in and adjust your expectations are accordingly. Because none of us can control this environment at all. We got so-called government leaders are saying they're trying to control, they ain't controlling anything. So when you think about where we're at, the only way that we solve the problem is with people. People create the problem. People's got to solve the problem. So let's get into the markets really quick and see what we've got shaken out there. Looking over at the 3.5, it's holding where it's been. It's been holding really strong. We're not seeing a lot of swings in that. I mean, there are some swings, of course. You got some big trade days that are going on there, but they're staying within the channel. And what's interesting is you move to the 3.0, you start getting into the lower coupons, you're seeing a lot more volatility. Look, I mean, this one, it's going to take a minute to come up, but we saw that actually has affected some of the pricing that we've got. Let me look at it. We went out of the channel a couple days ago, and we've stayed out of the channel. So this, Wednesday when I recorded, we were within the channel that we had created. Fell out of it, and we've stayed out of it. Now, will we get back into the upper channel? It's a good, solid possibility because look, every other time we've only been down in there for a short window and worked our way back up. So I'm thinking we're going to get back in there with some Fed buying and some other purchasing in the market. We shall see. But another thing I wanted to hit on here, guys, and I'm going to probably hit on this a lot over the next little bit here because it's not being heard. There's some responsibilities we all have to have in these deals. Number one, get pre-qualified before you even start looking at property. For crap's sake, please help me out here. We're getting contracts that we've never heard from people, And then their contracts are like a week after the contract written, and people are scrambling to try and catch up where other people failed. Number one, you got to get pre-qualified. We got to know if we're even working with. I hate, and honestly, I even hate, we're using the word hate. I hate having to then try and catch up real quick just to find out we can't even do the deal. And then I'm the asshole that can't do the deal. I'm sorry, help us out. Let's get the pre-quals done in advance. Then two, understand when you're a real estate investor, this is a business. You are the CEO. You've got to help communicate to all the team members that you've got. So you need to be sure that you alert the people you're working with, who you're working with, right? You know, the real estate people on the real estate side, they have certain responsibilities. They got to communicate with the lender when the appraisal needs to be ordered. They got to communicate, you know, when they have a contract, they should be reaching out to whoever is involved in that deal, so making sure they have a contract. Too often, we get a call 2 weeks in and say, hey, how are we doing on the deal? I'm like, what deal? And I'm being told, well, so-and-so signed a contract, said you were the lender. Well, they didn't send us the contract. And then they get mad at me for not having the contract. Like, please take the responsibility of ensuring other people know what's going on. We need to know from the sales side of the real estate. One, we absolutely know that they need to know there's a contract. So if you have somebody getting financed, be sure your job is to be sure that that person has delivered that contract, or you have made sure that's in the right hands of all parties. Escrow is open, the lender has it, and the title company has it. Then is your responsibility to be sure that they know when they're supposed to order the appraisal. We are dealing with a lot of properties under rehab. We don't order unless we're being told. We even send out a message right out of the gate, a letter of check marks of things we need to know. We want to know who is the contact person for that appraisal. How do they get access? And when is it supposed to be ordered? What is the anticipated time frame? I'll bet you 70% of the time they're not even being filled out. They're not picking up and communicating with us. Somehow we've got to miracle these things into place. We need the communication. So if you're watching this and you're involved in a transaction, take responsibility for your part. If you're the buyer, ensure everybody knows who you're buying from, when you're buying it, and that you're qualified to go forward on it well in advance of doing the contract. If you're on the real estate side, absolutely make sure that people that you know if they're involved in the deal, know that they're involved in the deal, know when they're supposed to be getting all those other pieces done, because we can't guess at it. And then our job is to move that loan to the process. Right now, we're being held up. We're being held up by one, even just the knowledge of the deal existing. We're being held up by appraisals taking way too long. We talked about that just a few days ago. And then we're being held up by title companies taking a long time. And then I'm also seeing that everybody else is so damn busy. You don't even give a shit. It seems like they don't even give a shit. If the quality of their work has gone down significantly, they're leaving other things for us to try and pick up and go. And we're the point of focus. So like, why do you guys suck so bad as a lender? We're still gathering information. So I'm trying to get my team to the point where they are going to be reaching out. They're going to be rattling cages. It's not something that we've done in the past. Kind of as a lender, it's a little bit kind of taboo, if you will, to be reaching out to third parties and saying, hey, we're lacking this thing. And sometimes saying we're lacking certain things from the buyer. Can you rattle their cage for us? But I think we need to start doing that. We need to get involved in everybody communicating, everybody taking a piece, everybody making sure that everything is moving, because they're all looking at us as to why is it taking so long? We're one piece of like a dozen, and we have to gather all that in and sort through it and make sure it's right. When somebody messes up on it or is incorrect on it, we got to go back to them to get it the time to get it done right. Well, it took them forever to get it done the first time, and it was done wrong. It's going to take them just as long, if not longer, just to correct it. So patience, everybody working together, personal responsibility, all these things are going to be huge in this. We're going to take responsibility for what we need to do. We're going to continue to try and do the best that we can. Not perfect. All humans work in here. We know how that works. You put humans involved, stuff gets screwed. And we're going to ask for clemency, and we're going to give clemency. We're going to jump in and help everywhere we can. But at the same time, we're going to ask that people do the same with us. Thank you for the continued trust. And I hope you have a very, very good day of remembrance of what we've experienced as a country and as people, and take the lessons learned and look to how you can do something different for somebody else. Even if it's only one person a day, you don't have to do it for a global scale, just one person. Treat them differently than you would have yesterday. Ask what you can do to help them instead of asking them what they can do to help you. And you'll have a better life, guarantee it.